Hello and good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us this morning. My name is Matt Williams, and I am the Business Services Specialist at the Addison Public Library. Today's workshop is on library resources for small business owners. So we're going to talk about various databases we have, library spaces, pretty much any way that the library can support small business owners and entrepreneurs. So let's jump right in. So, just a little bit about me, as I mentioned. My name is Matt Williams, and here is my direct contact information. So, if I can be of support to you or your small business, please feel free to reach out to me either by phone or email. We can set up a one-on-one appointment. We can talk about the various needs of your business and kind of figure out the best way that the library can support you. So, as I mentioned, today we're going to talk about physical space, which includes our collection, our creative studio, our technology and teacher resource room, as well as meeting spaces. We'll also talk about the various services that the Addison Public Library offers for small business owners, like our business library cards, programs, and program recordings, which you're attending today or viewing today. So you are taking advantage of that opportunity. I mentioned one-on-one appointments as well. And then lastly, our Business Matters e-newsletter that you can sign up for. And then we'll also go over our databases that we offer because we have specific databases that are business focused, as well as if you're interested in continuing education or newspapers, magazines, and research to get up-to-date information in the business community. So first thing I want is books, audio books, and our ebooks. So with that, we have a lot of great information about business writing, business strategy, business plan writing for both profit or for-profit and nonprofit businesses. So a lot of great information in our collection. In terms of technology, we have computers and internet access in our computer lab. We also have laptops that you can use in-house. We have access to printing, copying, scanning, and faxing. Copying, scanning, and faxing is all of a free service, while printing, there is just a fee per page for printing. We also have a Library of Things collection, which includes a digital camera, video camera, hotspots, things like that that you can use for your marketing materials if you wanted to film a quick video or if you wanted to take some pictures of some things. You can use items from our Library of Things collection. And the best part is if you don't know how to use it, that is a-okay. We have staff that can teach you how to use all of our materials and services. So I talked a little bit about our Library of Things collection, but there is a lot in that collection. And a Library of Things collection is a collection filled with fun and useful items that you can borrow and use at home. The collection can be really useful if you need to borrow a tool for a project or two, but you don't necessarily want to have to buy it. So, for example, I like to use like power tools as an example. We do have some power tools in our Library of Things collection, but you may not want to go out and buy a drill, for example, from Home Depot or Lowe's when you're just going to use it for like a day or something. So you can check out that from the library, take it home and bring it back when you're done with it. So let's dive into a little bit more about the physical space of the library. We talked about our collections that we offer. So let's talk about the physical space. So our creative and sound studio is probably the greatest secret for small business owners to take advantage of. Now, but like, what's the difference between the two? So you may hear the term digital media lab or a maker space. So a digital media lab is a studio space used to create digital content like photos, videos, podcasts, songs, and more. A makerspace is a creative workshop that to make physical items, 3D prints, posters, decals, and more. At the Addison Library, our digital media lab, which is the sound studio, and the makerspace, which is the creative studio, are joined together. So the sound studio here at the library is a private space for working on digital products. Now there is a vast amount of software that's available, including GarageBand, iMovie, Final Cut Pro. We have access to the Adobe Creative Cloud, all of that great stuff. But we also have access to a lot of equipment, like a Yeti mic, digitization equipment, a graphic drawing tablet, that kind of thing. You can use this space for editing photos, including your LinkedIn profile photo or any product photos that you take for your business. You can use it to create promo videos, design logos, create layouts for newsletters and other promotional materials, or record a podcast. Now, our creative studio is a collaborative and shared space to create your physical items. So, just like the sound studio, there is specialized equipment for our creative studio. And that includes our 3D printer. We have a poster printer. We have vinyl cutters. We have a heat press. We have a sublimation printer and sewing machines. Now, there is a cost to use our 3D printer in our poster printer, and that is just so we can cover the cost of the materials that is used. You can also use this space for creating a wall or window sign, which I'll show some examples in a little bit. You can create custom posters. You can create custom staff shirts for your employees. You can put your logo on bags and keychains and coasters, as well as you can prototype your product that you are looking to sell. And then you can use that equipment to kickstart your business. So here's an example of a window decal that you can print using our vinyl cutters that you can then put in your window. So your hours of operations can be put in. So you don't necessarily have to pay someone to install that into your windows. You can also make some signs, like this real estate agent did for their client, and you can kind of use that material and the vinyl cutter to put the design onto the pre-existing frame. Some makerspaces also have a culinary aspect that you can use for your small business if your area library does have that culinary aspect to their makerspace. In our technology and teacher resource room, you can use that for scanning, copying, and faxing, and you can print from anywhere in the library through our website. There's also computers to use in-house and laptops to also check out and use in-house. You can also get access to our databases from within the library without a library card. So you do not need a library card to access any of our databases inside the library. But there's also a laminator, a die cut machine, and paper cutter that you can use. In terms of meeting spaces, the Addison Public Library offers 10 small study rooms, and the rooms vary in size from 2 to 8 people. So this is great for like a small team meeting that you need to have, or if you are meeting with a client and you want to meet in a neutral location, you can use our study rooms for that space. Study rooms are available on a first come, first serve basis. So you can walk in, and if one is available, you can reserve that room on the spot. But card holders, so if you have an Addison Library card, you can reserve a study room for up to 1 week in advance. And then our largest meeting room seats up to 60 comfortably and can be reserved by card holders. All right, so we talked a little bit about the physical space that we have here at the library that you can use as a business owner, and how you can utilize that to support your business. But I want to dive in a little bit deeper on the services that we offer. So the first one that I want to mention is a business library card. So every business in Addison is eligible for a library card because you pay property taxes through your business. So how it works is all we will need is a photo ID for yourself, a letter of authorization, which I have access to, and some sort of proof of address. And that can be in the form of a property tax bill, your business license, a rental agreement, or a letter of incorporation. To get more information or to acquire about a business library card, please feel free to check out our website or reach out to our business services specialist. And then lastly, cards are valid for 1 year. So it just needs to be renewed 1 year. So unlike every year. So unlike a personal library card for an individual that automatically renews, we just need to re-verify that information for the business every year. So programs. So you are attending one now or you're viewing one now. We typically host at least two business programs per month. And if it is a virtual program, we tend to try to record that program and post it to our YouTube channel. So I highly recommend on YouTube, checking or searching Addison Public Library, we do have a business playlist. So you can take a look at any of our past programs that we have or check the latest recording to see. There's programs on marketing and business plan writing and accounting and finance for your business and a whole wide range of topics that a business owners might be interested in. And you can register for any of our programs through the Addison Public Library website, which is addisonlibrary.org/events calendar. And the best part is you do not need to live in Addison or have an Addison Public Library card to attend any of our workshops. So in terms of one-on-one appointments, here's what we can offer. So our business services specialist kind of focuses in three areas. The areas are assisting job seekers, assisting entrepreneurs, and assisting business owners. So today we're going to focus on those second two with entrepreneurs and business owners. So for entrepreneurs, we can talk about writing your business plan. We can help you with your market research, which is a huge part of the business plan process. We can go over any of the databases that we have to offer, and we can also give direct referrals to any community partners that can help entrepreneurs, whether that's our Small Business Development Center or SCORE Business Mentoring. Now, in terms of for business owners, if you already have that established business, we can talk about getting you a business library card and going through that orientation process with you. Again, we can help you with that market research. We can also give that database instruction as well. We can share resources. So if you want to promote something, I'm more than happy to put that in our Business Matters newsletter. And then we can also refer to community partners as well. So a little bit more about our Business Matters newsletter. It is sent out monthly, and typically about the middle of the month is when it gets sent out. And the content changes from month to month, but can include a spotlight on a local business, upcoming partnership opportunities, a database that we have that we want more people to know about, future business programs, as well as some new business books that we have to offer. And anyone can sign up for our business e-newsletter at addisonlibrary.org/email-newsletters. Okay, so our databases. This is where I'm going to spend a lot of time in this workshop on our databases because if you were to go out on your own to get access to some of these databases, it can cost tens of thousands of dollars for an individual membership. Now, the library has already covered that cost for you. So we have negotiated our deals with our database reps and have in that negotiation has provided access to the public for with that information. So biggest bang for your buck is our databases. Now we understand, and we do this because we understand that small business owners and entrepreneurs access to capital is very thin sometimes. So we don't necessarily want individuals to go out and spend that tens of thousands of dollars to get that market research data when we can have it here for you. So just a few of our databases, and I will be doing a demonstration of some of these at the end of our workshop. But some for company research is A to Z World Business, which provides information about business culture and practices in 100 countries, as well as it provides up-to-date information on importing, exporting, and logistics. We also have access to the Recorded Information Services, which provides data on new homeowners, businesses, foreclosures, and bankruptcies in the Chicago metropolitan area, as well as Illinois in general. We also have access to Reference Solutions, which is formerly known as Reference USA, which is a directory of data about US business and residencies. So both the Recorded Information Services and Reference Solutions are great options if you wanted to do that old school type marketing of a direct mailer, which still has a lot of impact. We also have access to RKMA guides, which is a collection of ebooks curated by RKMA, which is Richard K. Miller and Associates. Contents include business marketing and market research on the travel, sports, entertainment, leisure activities, restaurants, foods. These guides are market research galore. They have access to all of these industries, and they've conducted this market research. So they have access to all that information, which then can help your business. Say you wanted to open a restaurant. We may want to look at how the restaurant market is doing right now, and seeing how that might impact your business. And then lastly, we have access to Statista, which Statista gathers information from a wide variety of resources, including government and commercial sources, and presents it in an easy to search interface. Now, for financial tools, we have access to the Weiss Financial Rating Series, which is an independent and unbiased value on and ratings of stocks, mutual funds, and exchange traded funds. It can check the ratings of banks, credit unions, and insurance companies. It can also help compare the Medicare supplement insurance plans. And then you can also download the free financial planning books that they have to offer. We also have access to Morningstar, which allows research and analysis on mutual funds and stocks, as well as Value Line, which is investment information on stocks. So if you are looking to start a stock trading business, then those three areas are kind of going to be your expertise. Now, for a little bit more for the entrepreneur, we do have access to Gale Business Entrepreneurship, which is hundreds of sample business plans, journals, and multimedia content. That cover all aspects from starting and operating a small business, including financing, management, marketing, human resources, franchising, accounting, taxes, and so much more. We also have access to our Gale Business Plan Builder, which is very popular with our entrepreneurs who are looking to start their business. It kind of guides you through each step of the business plan and asks you those questions that you may not be thinking of in terms of what you would need for your business plan to then take to a bank to potentially get a bank loan. We also have access to our Gale Legal Forms, which gives you access to authentic professional legal documents useful for filing patents and trademarks, developing leases, creating bills of sale, delegating powers of attorney, and more. Then we have access to all 50 states in Gale Legal Forms, not just Illinois. So if you're especially going to be doing some interstate commerce with your business, that might be a good avenue for you as well. We also have access to our local resources like the Addison Village Code, the Illinois Administrative Code, and the Illinois General Assembly. So in terms of continuing education and upskilling databases, we have access to Gale Courses, which Gale Courses delivers hundreds of engaging instructor-led online courses focused on professional development and technology skills. We also have access to Udemy, which is thousands of online video courses in business, tech, and professional development across 75 plus categories to achieve personal and professional goals. We also have access to the Learning Express library, which allows for practice tests for students and adult learners on a wide variety of levels, such as AP, college entrance, civil service, GED, the TOEFL, U.S. citizenship, and reading and writing skills. They also provide powerful tools and guidance to help achieve your career goals, including resume and cover letter writing. And then lastly, we have access to LinkedIn Learning, which gives you tens of thousands of online courses available on many business, technology, and digital media projects. Now, the number one question that we normally get is like, what's the difference between all of these databases? So, and I always say it all depends on what type of learner you are. If you prefer to have an instructor to lead your class where you can ask questions right away, it's set at a certain time, it ends at a certain time, Gale Courses is going to be your avenue. Now, if you're more of a self-paced learner and you're okay just watching videos and going through that information and maybe practicing it on your own, Udemy and LinkedIn Learning are going to be kind of your cup of tea. So really all just depends on what type of learner you are. For newspapers, magazines, and research, these we offer access to Consumer Reports, which is an unbiased and independent organization that provides product service ratings. Access includes articles and blog posts on ratings, reviews, expert buying advice, product comparisons, consumer user reviews, and also gives some product video clips over 7,000 products and services. We also have access to the consumer's checkbook, where you can use that to find the best rated doctors, audio repair shops, plumbers, veterinarians, banks, dentists, and more. This kind of database, I know some business owners use this to see if there might be close competition where they're looking to buy or to start their business. We also have access to the Press Reader, which allows you to read and browse the Chicago Tribune, the Sun Times, the LA Times, and more. And we also have access to the Washington Post, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, all the way back to the 1980s, all the way to the present day. So as I mentioned, we're going to demo some of these databases. So we're going to go through Reference Solutions, Statista, the RKMA guides, the Gale Business Plan Builder, as well as Gale Legal Forms. So to access all of these databases, you can go to our website, which is addisonlibrary.org, and under Resources, you can either click on All Resources. Oops, pardon me. You can click on All Resources, or we have a subject heading called Business and Investing. So you can click through that. I clicked on the Business and Investing option. So only our business and investing databases will populate. And you can see we have a whole lot more than what I'm going to go over today. So I highly recommend that you go through all of our databases and see maybe which one will fit best to you, or we can set up an appointment and I can kind of go through some of them with you. But the first one that I want to go over with you all is on the second page. So I'm just going to scroll down. And the first one that I'm going to go through with you is Reference Solutions. So I'm just going to click on View Resource. And then you can see now we are in Reference Solutions. If you're accessing this through home and your home internet and Wi-Fi, you will need to submit your library card number and your PIN number to get access to this. But if you're in the library, the process will be just like as I did. You can click on it and it'll sign you right in. So you can see in Reference Solutions that there are a ton of different modules. So the one I like to focus on, or the two I like to focus on, are the U.S. Businesses one, as well as the U.S. New Movers and Homeowners, and then even sometimes the U.S. Consumers and Lifestyles. But today I'm just going to jump into the U.S. Businesses module. And as you can see in the module, there's a quick search option as well as an advanced search. If you're just looking for like one business and getting information about that, um, the quick search is kind of going to be your best option. But I like to go into the advanced search because it gives you a lot of different search criteria that you can use, including searching by keyword, as well as the NAICS code, which every business in the United States is categorized into a NAICS code. You can also search by your geographical area, as well as like a phone number or an area code, as well as the business size, the type of ownership, if they have any financial data that they can provide, as well as some various special criteria too. But I usually like to stick in kind of like the geographical area as well as the keyword search. So just for a keyword search, I'm just going to do manufacturing, just as an example. And we'll click on search. And then I'm going to just scroll down to manufacturers. Now, as you can see right now, in the whole database, in this whole module, there's over 18 million records. So I now have added like the criteria of manufacturing. So I just want to find a manufacturing business. So I'm going to update the account. And now there's 46,000 records in terms of manufacturing. Now I want to drill down a little bit further. So I'm going to use our geographical area, and I'm going to do Addison, Illinois. So I'm just going to say Addison, Illinois. And then we're going to update the count. And now we're down to 40, much more of a manageable number. So then I'm going to click on View Results. And now all of the main manufacturing businesses in Addison have appeared. So I'm just going to click into one just to show you the amount of information that is accessible through Data Axle or Reference Solutions. So we have the company name and the company address. We also have the company phone number, what county they're located in, our area, our metro area, our census block, and things like that. They also have what SIC and NAICS code that this business falls under. So you might see a company might fall under a few different codes, but they all will always have a primary code that will be indicated with a primary check. They also have the amount of employees, whether this information or whether this company is public or private, the average sales volume of that company, when it was last updated. So it's from July of this year, so it's pretty recent. Um, the amount of time that they've been in the database, as well as their hours of operation. They also give some of the executives at the organization, as well as like here's the sales per year, the employee size per year, and then the business history. Now I want to go back to the top and explain what this verified record is. So if you see a verified record in Reference Solutions, you know that it has been verified through a couple of different means. So how Data Axle or Reference Solutions verifies their data is either through like data mining on the internet. So they'll pull information from the company website, news articles, anything like that. As well as they also have a call center that makes calls to all of these businesses and kind of hand verifies all this information. So if you see a verified record, it was verified either one or two ways, or sometimes even both. So that's a little bit about reference solutions. Okay. So the next one I'm going to go over with you all is the RKMA guides, which you can see here by just clicking on View Resource again. And you can see here's market research on business-to-business marketing, consumer behavior, consumer marketing and advertising, consumer use of the internet and mobile, which is very big today, the entertainment and leisure industry, the restaurant, food and beverage industry, retail and e-commerce, sports marketing, tourism and travel, as well as U.S. cities and commodities. So I'm just going to click into this consumer behavior one, just so we can see you now have access to a 306-page market research study on consumer behavior in 2025. And you can scroll through and see all of the great information that's here, including demographics, census data, how consumers are spending, household spending, retail spending, all of that great resource, personal finances. All of this can kind of help you get a better picture of who your customer might be. And these guides are updated yearly. So in a couple of months, we will probably see the 2026 versions of this market research. And the next database I'm going to go over is Statista, which I jokingly say Statista has all of the information that you need, including stuff that you may not even know that you need. So, for example, I'm just gonna look at the privacy statement real quick. So, for example, if you want to know the third fastest growing fast food chain in Indonesia, Statista has that data for you. So, for example, I'm just gonna use fast food as my example. And then as you can see, there is a whole market research study of fast food restaurants in the United States, um, operating revenue of fast food outlets in Singapore from 2014 to 2023. Here's a market study of the fast food industry in Philippines. So a lot of information out there. You're going to click into the US one just for as an example. And then you can click on Explore this report. You can see it's a 31-page document on quick service restaurants in the United States. So the fast food, quick service synonyms. Um, as you can see, if you were to go buy this one report on your own, it would cost you about $500, while this is included in your library membership and through the library. So you can download this whole report as a PowerPoint or as a PDF. And there is charts in here, and there is information tables that you can then include in your business plan. So a lot of great information. I always stress when I talk about databases that jump in, go into the databases, play around, see what you can find. You can't break it. Don't worry about it. So see what you can find in there, because you never know what information might help you with your business. Okay. Alrighty. And then the last two databases that I'm going to go through with you are from Gale. We have Gale Business Plan Builder as well as Gale Legal Forms. So let's go through the Gale Business Plan Builder first. Once that loads. Okay. So you can see right away that there are three different kind of avenues that you can go down in the Gale Business Plan Builder. Now, one is for new entrepreneurs, one is for experienced business owners, and then the last one is for nonprofits. So whatever type of business you have or that you would like to start, there is an option in Gale Business Plan Builder for you. So I'm just going to click on the for new entrepreneurs. Let's get started. There we go. It'll have you sign into your account. Once you sign in, then it will take you step by step on creating your business. You'll put in your business name. You'll put in your like yes, what you would like to call your business, what type of business you have right now, so new, experienced, that kind of thing. And then it will take you step by step through the business plan writing process. Now, you're going to start off with like, who is your customer? Who is your ideal customer? Now, a lot of entrepreneurs, when they first start off, they say, well, everyone is my customer. That's not the case. Because of people's consumer behavior, depending on what type of your product might fit, it might be more suitable for an individual who is 18 to 35, or it might be more suitable for someone who is 65 plus, depending on what your product is or what your service is. So, really narrowing down and thinking about, well, who is my ideal customer? That's going to be your first step. And then it's going to take you through the finances process. So helping you calculate what your break-even point is. So it's going to ask you like, how much does this product cost to make? How much are you going to sell it for? What are your other expenses? Do you have a factory where you're going to then have to pay for lights and employees and equipment and things like that? It will walk you through all of that process to then help you figure out what your break-even point is. And then it will take you through the rest of the business plan, like your marketing plan and then supplemental materials as well. And the last database that I want to go through with you is our Gale legal forms. So I mentioned earlier that we have access to all 50 states in the continental United States for to provide access to these legal forms because we know every state is different in terms of how they may have their forms laid out. But for example, I might want to do a power of attorney. So I'll just search power of attorney, and then we can see that there is a bunch of information on the general power of attorney for care and custody of a child. We have the Illinois power of attorney form, statutory general power of attorney for durable provisions. All of this information is accessible to you. Now, with this little asterisk, that just means that the form is available in Spanish as well. Now, another one that business owners might like to do is a business agreement. So if you're looking to buy or sell a business, you can have, we have the Illinois buy and sell agreement package. We have an affidavit of loss of bill of landing with agreement to hold harmless form. We have non-disclosure and commission agreements between a business broker and a prospective buyer. We also have end of user license agreements that you might have, an angel investor agreement. So if you're looking to seek funds and you went to the bank, they gave you a certain amount, and you just need a little bit more funding, you may want to reach out to see if you can find an angel investor. So then here's an agreement that you can use and edit. Now I'm just going to click into that one to show you how it kind of looks when you click into the document. So you can see at the top here that it is provided in a Microsoft Word or a rich text document. It's available in Spanish or Spanish and English. So if you click on one of these, the document will automatically download to your computer. But you can also preview the document to see if this might be something that you wanted to download. So you can see here's the angel investor agreement. You would put in the name of the angel network, the address of the network, and fill in the information. Make sure that all of this verbiage is agreed upon. And then you can sign, get that provided by a witness. And then if there's any notarization that needs to take place on that, you can offer that as well. It has information on if the payment is going to be processed via credit card, so you can put that credit card number in there. And then you can go through the rest of the form as well. So, a lot of great information, and this is all editable. So it downloads as a Microsoft Word document. So if you notice that maybe this paragraph in here you kind of want to adjust, or some of the verbiage isn't right for your type of business, then you can edit that. Just go back to our slideshow. Okay. So we went through very briefly reference solutions, Statista, the RKMA guides, the Gale Business Plan Builder, as well as Gale Legal Forms. So I would like to just close out that saying, I know I went through a lot of information very quickly. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly. That is my direct extension, as well as my email here at the library. I am more than happy to assist you as a small business owner, entrepreneur. That is my role here at the library. So the library is here to support all types of businesses, and we want to just help you with the best way that we can, whether that's market research, providing a database orientation, getting you access to a library card, all of that great stuff. So I will just leave the rest of the time open for questions. Thank you so much for attending this morning, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.